Go Mariners! That was exciting, yes. I got to go to the game last night. That was a lot of fun. I grew up in a kind, loving family, so my dad would take me to Mariners games as a kid just so that I would learn disappointment. It was like, life's hard, you're gonna need this. Crazy story, I actually got hit in the head with a foul ball at the Kingdome when I was a kid, which explains a lot. But it's crazy to think about, right? All this time I thought maybe it was the ball that did the damage. Turns out it was the Tylenol. So that's pretty fun. I got something. Like, I'm not obsessed with trains, I'm not good at math, but I did kill a 12-hour flight with no Wi-Fi by just playing Tetris the whole time. So whatever that is, you know? Like, I've never been to a doctor, but I have a lot of friends that are like, you should. Yes, never diagnosed, but I need it. Whatever it is not monetizable. Like, I'm not good at counting cards, I'm just bad at making friends. So, it's working out well for me. Oh, that was a sad joke. I had flashbacks recently. When I was a kid, my mom would drive me to a fancy office, and what I hope was a doctor would put these electrodes on my brain, and then I played a video game where I steered a rocket ship with my mind, which is a hard thing to Google, you know? Like, fake Dr. Brain game. It's mostly pornos. Stimulate my rocket with your head, another porno. Electroshock therapy, jdvance.com. How the hell did we get here? That's crazy. I have a friend who is not into sports at all. He's more into like fantasy novels and nerdy shit like that. But he wanted to come to a baseball game, so I took him to a Mariners game recently because he's lonely. I'm his only friend that leaves the basement once in a while. But during the game, I was trying to explain all this baseball lore. And I realized it's not that different from his nerdy fantasy books, you know? Because they showed like A-Rod on the screen for a second. Everyone booed. And he's like, why is everyone mad at that guy? I was like, oh, well, he used to be on our team, but then he abandoned his fellowship for 50,000 silver. And, you know, he was chasing a ring. It makes people act kind of crazy. Yeah, that's not that bad, actually. That's as far as I got with the analogy, because I'm not a fucking nerd. And then a little later in the game, he was asking more questions. He's like, what the hell does OPS mean? I was like, oh, it's like on base plus slugging percentage. So you combine these things. There's a WAR, wins above replacement, whip, walks, hits, innings. He's like, okay, fucking nerd, calm down. I was like, all right. He's got a point. Yes. The new viral challenge at sports game is the 999 challenge. I don't know if you've heard of this. 9 hot dogs, 9 beers, 9 innings. And your reward for completing this is 9 months without a license after you get a DUI on the way home. Yes. Even if you take the sober version, just do 9 hot dogs and you still shouldn't drive home after that, you know? You get pulled over, sir, you're covered in piss and vomit. Have you been drinking? No, I just had 9 hot dogs in 30 minutes. Yeah. Nothing like the in-game experience, though. When I'm home, I mute commercials, because it's mostly just a bunch of pills that I don't need. But sometimes I'm at the game and I'm like, I could really use a commercial for pills right now, you know? My heart's exploding, my anxiety's through the roof, my colon's clogged from 999 challenge. I know what the cure for ED is, though. A grand slam right to your fucking seats, oh my God! Yeah, I don't know if you saw this video, I was in the right field bleachers. Corey made fun of me already, that little bitch. Says the guy who can't stand during a baseball game. My knees hurt. Yeah, that ball, I was filming the whole time and it landed like 5 feet away from me. I dove on the ground. My knees are still sore from diving on the ground and trying to buy baseball tickets. How can you not be romantic about baseball? My friend was like, dude, you're so lucky. I can't believe that you got that on film. I was like, yeah, I also have 100 videos of nothing happening. So I did go to a bunch of games this week, which was fun. And I'm kind of sick of this. All week they've been making fun of us, like, oh, Seattle fans are soft. They don't even stand. They barely cheer. And they don't know the difference between a home run and a base hit and a first down. And I would just like to say, I'm glad that we have a bunch of pussy fans, you know, because I got to go to 3 playoff games in a row. I didn't even lose my voice, you know? It's fucking great. Imagine if I called in sick, you'd just get 40 more minutes of Corey. Like, thank God I made it through. Okay. We're friends. We're allowed to shit on each other, I think. You guys are like, he's a nice fella. There's the whole thing about fair weather fans, you know? Oh, like, it's such an insult. Like, why would you buy tickets to something that's gonna disappoint you, except for an Andrew Rivers comedy show? You guys are supposed to be like, no, we got in free. I don't know, this fair weather fan is not in. You know what happens in bad weather? Boats sink and people die. Like, why are you proud of that, you know? Like, you wouldn't know pleasure if it wasn't for pain. You wouldn't appreciate the sun if it wasn't for rain. I was like, okay, Maya Angelou, calm down. I'm not saying you should never feel sadness. I'm just saying you don't have to feel it for 25 fucking years in a row, you know? Root for a good team. Buy an umbrella. Never mind, it's Seattle. No one buys an umbrella out here either. I prefer to be in the sadness.